instructions could just as easily say solve for x. Okay, but I kind of like these instructions. Write it as a function of b. Okay, and of course you'd probably say solve for x in terms of b right here if you want to be more explicit. And I like these problems. You're not used to seeing problems like this where there's no number, so these are fun. They're a little more abstract. Now, so here we go. The very first thing we do here is we factor out the greatest common factor. Notice that b times b minus 1 would be called the greatest common factor in a lot of settings. Okay, the GCF, greatest common factor. And also, there's an understood one right here. A lot of people, especially learning algebra initially, forget about this one and would leave it out right here. Okay, now we have good news right here. The b minus 1s are going to cancel. B minus 1 divided by b minus 1 is always equal to 1, and that's how we got this very next step down here. Okay, now we would have to stipulate that b is not equal to 1, which actually solves the equation. B equals 1 is a trivial solution to the above equation, right? If you did use b equals 1, you would just get 0 equals 0, right? But for this cancellation to occur, we have to stipulate that b cannot equal to 1. Okay, so we get down to this stage right here. The original expression is equal to this, equals to 1. Now, the only way that can be possible is if both of these exponents are equal. That is, if b minus 1 is equal to bx. All right, so we have b minus 1 equals bx. Okay, now remember our original instructions were to write x as a function of b, so this is really straightforward. You just divide by b here. Okay, if you divide by b, you get 1 minus 1 over b. Equals x, right? So that's our function of b. And let me get a little more space here. So in other words, that is the function of b that we're talking about. That's our f of b. You know, that's kind of a distorted looking b right there, but that is a b right there. Okay, and so we've completed the problem, but I would like to show you a concrete example. I found this problem, or a special case of this problem, at another website where they used b is equal to 88, or 888, excuse me. So b is equal to, just so you'll believe it for a special case, b is clearly equal to 888 right here. And so 1 minus 1 over is this value right here. Now if you want to see just the arithmetic right here, this would be the same thing as 888 minus 1 over 888, right? Or 8, I can't, yeah, 888, okay? Which is a numerical result that he gets. And this really, this particular website does a lot of these kind of problems that are purely numerical, but usually there's some kind of overarching structure that holds for all possible values, including fractions or even real numbers, I think. Anyway, this is the result. We proved what we set out to prove. Here is our function of b, and that's what we were asked to do. Hope you enjoyed.